This video and Infinity Wars Classic are brought to you by our amazing Patreon supporters. Find out more at infinitywarsclassic.com and enjoy the video. This is the Lightmare Studios internal tournament. Welcome to the Grand Final. Potentially. Meanwhile, Iberian going to take down the only defender. Succulus goes in. Does have 8 resources, plenty he can do here. Not many cards in hand, not many cards on the field. That is a huge board. There are no defenders in the way and everything's just going to knock through. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lightmare Studios' internal dev tournament grand final. Agent Coil versus Ruben Covington. It all comes down to this. For glory, for honor, for lunch, this is where it goes. So, let's just quickly take a look at their starting lineups of everything. We've got a 2 COV 1 sleeper versus 1 COV 2 sleeper. Ruben going with Cult of Aurora as his primary and Coil going as sleepers. I think Ruben has a bit of an advantage here just because we know that Coil's big game strategy does play around the Avaraka's Risen, which he's already got in his hand. An amazing start just to make sure you've got that away and there's nothing you need to worry about. It's a little bit of a dead card for at least the first 12 turns, but you'd rather have it not need it than need it not have it in most cases. Disease Zombie is going to instantly clean up that Raw Death Worshipper, just make life a little bit easier. Thunder Apprentice comes out as well, is going to potentially start making some Thunder Blasts in the hand. The Infectious Transfusion could come out on the Risen of Avarak here. That would be a lot of rushed, cheeky damage coming out. Meanwhile, what else can Ruben here do? Hand looking pretty decent. Does have a few interesting cards that I might want to potentially talk about later. Just taking a look at Boomy. Interesting choice for commanders nonetheless. Infectious Transfusion comes out. That's going to be a very large threatening zombie, going to hit 14 damage to the face. Not what you want on turn 3, but things always could be worse, I guess. Bounty Hunter could be sent in there to clean those up, as well as the Heat Wave is going to potentially make life just that little bit easier when destroying those. Does also have the first Lightning Blast. We could see a lot of Lightning Blasts played out throughout this game, just if Coil doesn't find a way to deal with that Thunder Apprentice. Does already have an idea, it's just going to throw out the Disease Zombie to potentially take care of it. We'll see just how well that works. Can play the Desolation, no real good targets right now. Hellkeeper, an okay selection if you manage to draw one of those free demons. Heatwave comes out, a lot of people getting damaged, a couple of cards getting cleaned up as well. Thunder comes out, cleans up the infected zombie, and that's going to be another free Lightning Blast that he's going to get to his hand. So far, some good value and momentum coming out of Ruben Covington. Desolation again, not many good targets right now. Does have a Heatwave of his own. There's nothing really that would be destroyed by instant 2 damage, but you know, may as well just chip away a little bit by little bit, plus you never know what he's going to play. So we do have Nero, the Crypt Delver, which is one of Infinity Wars Classic's newer cards. Could potentially play it out here. He does. Is he going to potentially also use its effect? It looks like he will, so he's going to destroy his own guy, buff himself up, and now we're creating a little bit of a micro threat in Nero that might potentially have to get taken care of quickly before they become way too powerful. The same exact threat that applies with the Raw Death Worshipper is the exact same thing that applies to Nero. It just, the longer it stays on the board, the worse things get for you to potentially deal with. The Aletta Immortal Sufferer getting played out, not too bad of an option. A lot of zombies being played by both players here. Evolving Parasite also getting played out. Could potentially trade into something valuable here. It'd be interesting if he decided to pick up his own version of Nero. Just chew through his own Risen of Avararks as they respawn every single turn. That'd definitely be an interesting way to see this go. Don't think it's going to go there. Defensive Golem also going to potentially take a little bit of beating in the defense zone, just to keep him a little bit safer. Not 100% sure which cards he wants to play here. Heatwave, not that great of an option, but it's not that bad. Desolation could be good to counter whatever he's about to play. Depends what we end up seeing Ruben actually do. Over Ruben's perspective is eyeing up those two defenders, not 100% sure. I don't think he likes the idea of the defensive golem there. Eaten by zombies, a potential counter to that. Could just get it removed and destroyed instead. Looks like he's going to go with that. He's going to move Nero away, probably predicting Death Ray or something, wants to outplay... Oh, no, never mind. Forget what I said. He's just doing a bit of reorganizing. Wants to make sure... Actually, by having the Avarark has risen at the front, that's going to instantly trigger off the Evolving Parasite. So we're going to see Eaten by Zombies trigger here. Evolving Parasite's going to turn into the Risen of Avarark and just get taken out easily by Aletta. And that's another 18 damage coming out. Ruben so far with a fair bit of momentum. Does have way more cards in hand than Agent Coil does. And he's going to start killing his own guys as well to increase his power. Infectious Transfusion comes out onto Aletta Immortal Sufferer. And Wealthy Noble for a little bit of extra ramp. Throw another unit down there, why not? Meanwhile, checking over to Agent Coil's screen, we've got Overwhelming Dead being played. Good spell. We'll get a lot of little guys out there onto the field. 4 resources left. Vor or Death Worshipper he goes with. Not too bad of an option. Let's see how everything resolves out. Kills his own guy, buffs it to 16 and 6. Is going to die to the next thing that runs into him in the combat. It's okay. Infectious Transfusion means that this is going to just be a very big thump. 10, 8, 16, 6, both will die, and so will Aletta. And just like that, it looks a little bit like there's a bit of an advantage towards Coil. He does have a lot of units on the field, they're not necessarily strong. Those undead tokens are only 2 and 2. So we'll see what he can actually manage to do with them. It's going to be the important part. Doesn't want to throw away that Avarark's Risen card just yet. Shikana who demands tribute. Interesting. So he's very okay with just continually sacking his own guys if it means that he gets a strong flyer out onto the field. There's a chance that, you know, with not many cards left in hand, he could potentially just, you know, call Coil's bluff and say, you don't have anything to kill this, you don't have a Death Ray. What's the odds that you're going to draw into a Death Ray and, you know, just keep flying over the top of however many zombie tokens he wants to play out. Heatwave coming out is going to take care of the Wealthy Noble, poor guy. That's okay, a little bit of extra damage coming out from Ruben. Shikana is just going to destroy that for him. Try, don't worry, I got you back. So both players now have a lot of resources but not a lot of cards. Thunder Apprentice is going to be a decent option here to potentially fix that. In the meantime, also, we're seeing Aletta, Immortal Sorcerer, played out, as well as Masked Initiate. Death Ray could get played out here, but there's no really good targets. He's just going to go for the 6-4 guy just because he's got it. I guess that's not too bad of an option. Agent Coil going with the easiest option he can, just increasing those resources. Want to get to that Avarark is Risen. His entire game plan stems around having that one card, playing it, and just making sure your opponent can't do anything to stop it. Let's see how we go. Death Ray brings it out. Another 18 damage direct to the face. There's no flyers that Agent Coil has here. He doesn't actually have that many ways to deal with this threat. He's just going to have to increase his resources, play an Avarark as Risen, I guess. He's got some more zombie tokens if he wants to move those around the zones. But Shikana here has actually ended up being a very valuable addition to Ruben's deck. And because he's got the zombie tokens throughout his own deck building, the Avarax's Risen that are just going to keep cycling back, as well as the 2 Aletta cards, it's just going to keep triggering very successfully. We'll see how we go. Does have 10 resources left in his hand, in his pocket at the moment. Jubilee the Messenger. Okay, so we're just going to double down on this whole flying angle. I don't know if there's much that Coil can actually do to prevent these from coming out. Also does have Untouchable, meaning that Shikana can't actually destroy them from the field, I believe. I'm not 100% sure if that's the way that interaction works. We'll see. Shikana destroying 3-1 guys. So far, Shikana's been doing really good at just killing off the weakest type thing that it can find. It hasn't really rolled any bad RNG for Ruben just yet. We'll see how that goes. Restructuring a little bit. Infest could come out here. Not 100% sure if he's going to go with it. Lightning Blast. He's going to Lightning Blast himself. Probably not a good option. Decides to change it up. Controversially to attack one of his opponents, guys. Interesting. 5 resources left. Could use a Death Ray here as well for the sake of it, but also could just draw a card from the trading post. Fantastic option. 12 resources. Now if we do the math, he's on 28 health, and there are 2 flying people that total up to 28 damage. He can't just play Avaraka's Risen here, he needs to handle these things. If he doesn't, it's going to be the end of the game. Death Ray onto Shikana. Not too bad of an option. Oh my god, okay. So hold on, this could be the potential play here. He could avoid a stalemate and a tie by killing off the Shikana, Avaraka's Risen, rising it back to his own support zone and using it to intercept his enemy flyer because he can't kill it with targeted kill effects because it has Untouchable. So that could be the way that he potentially cinches this game out. There goes Shikana to the graveyard. He's going to trigger that off. 10 damage coming out, 18 health. This is just going to be a very easy option, I think. Acid Rain is not going to help. It's not going to trigger 5 turns before he can get 2 attacks out. It's not going to work. Meanwhile, actually, hold on. So that play that I was just talking about, it's not going to work. And Coil doesn't even know. He's got a Death Ray and an Eaten by Zombies in hand. 2 forms of removal. So even if he does bring back the Shikana this turn and try to trigger it out, to trade into the Jubilee to, stop a forced tie, it's not going to work. There's Avaraka's Risen. Huge amount of board comes out. And he has no area of effect damage to clean this up. He does have things to kill. The only thing with flying left. 18 health is going to get taken down to 12 health now. And I think this is just going to resolve in a tie. No, it crashed! The game crashed! No! Are you serious? We didn't even get to the Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me for just one moment as I quickly review the footage and get back to you. So, in order to avoid death, Ruben needed a board clear, which he didn't have. Also, Coil needed to either keep his Shikana alive through a kill effect, or kill an untouchable unit with flying, which he could also not do. So this was essentially guaranteed to end in a tie. When prompted to rematch, both players were okay with having the official result be a draw, likely because neither of them wanted to be the worst player and they assumed both of them would receive lunch. However, if they're not going to give me a satisfying ending, I'll simply do the same to them. Let's head to a post-game interview to hear from the players and maybe break their hearts just a little. Well, congratulations to both of you for making it so far in the tournament and being the 2 undefeated players. Congrats!
Woo! Yeah, it's been a journey and quite a fun one, so thank you.
Sweet, so what did you both think of the game?
The game came out, I knew that Elfie's deck had a really powerful late game, so I was kind of constantly playing against the clock to try to outrace those late game plays. I got some really aggressive flyers, putting some big pressure on, and then it ended up in a draw. I just wasn't quick enough, but also was quick enough to not lose, so exciting stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Same, and yeah, I recognised that you would be doing that, and so I was doing my best to hold off and managed to just kind of enough to be able to draw with you and yeah, get myself down to 2 health. So yeah, really good battle. It was definitely my favourite of the 3 of them.
And definitely the closest on the entire video series as well. So, any closing sentiments on the entire tournament and your journey to get to this stage, and of course the video series in general?
Wow, love the video series. It's actually been a really cool project to do, and yeah, if we get enough great feedback and stuff, we could see ourselves doing that again, either for the dev team or for the community. It's a fair bit of work that Jason's had to put into it to make it work, and it's definitely paid off in what's come out. So really love the even the intro before the game that was even played. That was a really cool thing to see, and see it all sort of pieced together like a real pro thing. So I'd love to see more of these if possible. I don't like that we ended up in a draw. I mean, it's definitely better than getting my butt kicked, but yeah, just the idea of being able to draw disturbs me, and that's why we haven't got draws in Infinity Heroes. And yeah, we'd be certainly looking to do something a bit different in Infinity Wars 2 as well, so everyone can have a clear winner or loser. But yeah, overall it's been great, and if I was going to draw with anyone, I'm glad I did with Ruben.
No, it was yeah, I'm really excited to see some more tournaments in the future, especially we've got so many amazing players in our community, and I'd be really excited to see some more commentary on community facing tournaments, and see our players step up to the place and give us some great games. Sweet.
Any final thoughts for the video before we close it out?
Yeah, just that I've got my lunch, right? Gotta come in and decide what my prize is. But also just that the game's still in an early stage, and we're really looking forward to seeing it get more stable, have better UI, and be a great experience for everyone to both watch and play.
Yeah, about the lunch, I mean, we're just gonna end up having a lunch each. I reckon we'll just double the lunch, considering the massive prize pool. And yeah, the game is really coming along. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what we unfold in the next few weeks. We've got some special stuff that's lined up. That's going to mean that we're ready for a lot more players to come in and come back and enjoy it. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon in game. So thank you.
I did actually want to bring up the lunch thing. Under the tournament rules and regulations, the prize of an all-expense-paid lunch would go to the person who won the tournament. And because neither of you won the tournament and the grand final was a tie, neither of you won. So ergo, neither of you get lunch. So, better luck next time. Well played and all that. But
you can't do that.
I can. I'm the judge. I'm the only one who can do that, in fact.
Hang on, Jason. I understand you're the judge and all, but as a founder of Lightmare,
And there you have it. Hit that subscribe button to see the next internal tournament after we launch into Infinity Wars Classics Alpha in the coming months. And if you're interested in jumping into the game and becoming a patron, head to infinitywarsclassic.com. On screen now is a list of all of our Patreon supporters. A lot of love to each of you. Thank you so much for supporting Infinity Wars Classic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a quick phone call to make.
How can I help?
Hey, yeah, I'd just like to make a lunch booking this afternoon under the name Lightmare Studios, please.
Sure thing. How many people was that for?
Oh, just one.